Welcome to On the Pitch, presented by Buffalo Wild Wings. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Soon we're going to be joined by the St. Mary's boys team as they gear up for postseason action. But first, let's take a look back at the week that was on the pitch around the area. Start with a big one in the Western Buckeye League. We got a WBL title to hand out on the girls' side. Bath and OG. Bath undefeated at 14-0. OG 12-1-1 on the season. Alyssa Ellerbrock tries to open the scoring high and wide. Speaking of scoring, Alyssa Manley done plenty of that this year. Her shot just trickles wide. Second half, still 0-0. Ball pops out to Grace Warnicki. At the top of the 18, she shoots and scores. It's 1-0 OG, and they're pumped up about it. Later in the second half, sent across the box, Danielle Schrader finds it on the 6 and goes top shelf. 2-0 Ottawa Glandorf, and they win the WBL title, finishing 8-0-1 in league play. Always a close matchup when those two get together. How about balloons are out for the LCC Lady T-Birds as they host Lincoln View. LCC leads 4-0 in the first half. Ball forward for Hannah McCleary, but she's whistled for offsides. On the other end now, LCC on the attack. Cameron Rice sends it across, deflects right to Amanda Fisher, and she finishes the T-Bird goal. It's now 5-0 with less than 2 minutes to go in the first half. Lady Lancers trying to answer. Long shot attempt by Trinity Brown. Madison Stolley handles that one on the hop. Now 30 seconds left in the half. Lincoln View's keeper comes out, so Sydney Santaguina possesses, has the open net, and doesn't miss. Gives LCC a 6-0 lead. They take it 7-0 the final score, and Sydney Santaguina is our player of the week. She scored 4 goals in that game. Also had 2 assists in the victory. Take another look at Sydney's goal in slow-mo. Great work by Sydney Santaguina. Hope to have her on for a prep profile later on. Finish up with the Bath boys hosting OG. 10 minutes left in the first half. We're scoreless. Mitch Neese has the ball for the Titans. Sends it towards net, and it's headed out by the Wildcats defense. Nice work. Now a corner kick for Bath. Ball does get into the box, but Brad Croy is able to boot it out to midfield. Good clear. Now another corner kick for the Wildcats, and it gets to goalie Jacob Ellerbrock, knocks it away. Then Kyle Sprague makes an attempt, but it's wide. Other end now, Neese wins the battle for the ball. Gets a cross away. Cam Clark comes out to play it. He collides with a Titan, but then able to secure the ball. Croy on the offensive now. Gonna try a shot. Goes high. Both teams going to the break with zeros in the score column, but OG wins 1-0. They scored the game winner in this game. 0.7 seconds left in the game. Wow, what a finish. So now we're joined by the St. Mary's boys team. Speaking of the Western Buckeye League, you guys were perfect 7-0-2, or at least not perfect, but didn't lose in the Western Buckeye League. We're joined now by Dave Ring, the head coach, Zach Nelson, a senior center mid, and Nathan Wilker, a junior center mid. And we don't know if you won the Western Buckeye League yet or not because there's one more game to be played, and that's on Monday.
Yes, on Monday, Walpock and Salina will play. They're the second and third place team right now. If Walpock wins, they'll win the WBL. If Walpock ties or loses, then we'll win the WBL. So,
how cool would it be, Zach, to get the WBL championship on the same day that you pick up a postseason win? Because you guys are in action Monday, too, opening up sectional play against Kenton.
It'd be sweet, especially since we won it last year, back-to-back, and then senior year going out with a big bang.
Nathan, what would it mean to you to pick up a WBL title, second one in a row? That must be exciting. And is it weird right now, too, that you're not really sure and you've done everything you can do about it?
It is kind of exciting that knowing we have one game left and we had the fate in our hands, but we didn't get lucky as we should have, and Monday could decide it for us or it could go against us. So it's exciting to see what the game's going to do with Walpock and Salina.
2 other good teams in the Western Buckeye League, of course. Coach, you guys started slow, and you attribute that to a lot of turnover. Some seniors who graduated on that team that went all the way to the regionals last year, and then everybody seemed to turn it on. It seemed like everybody hit their groove.
Absolutely. We were inexperienced on defense. We graduated 3 seniors from our defense that had 12 consecutive shutouts, 15 shutouts on a season. So that's a lot to replace. But we had good players to replace them with. It just took time for that unit to gel, and we had some injuries. and we got through that period, and the last 5 games have all been shutouts, and shutting out Walpock and OG in the same week is a pretty good way to end the season.
Yeah, 2 big wins there, and it helped you get ranked in the state. It helped you earn a #1 seed in your district. We'll be playing in the Elida district. And Zach, you haven't given up a goal in a while, and is that something that you contribute to in the center mid? What are some of the ways that you've helped the defense string these 5 shutouts together?
Well, center mid, you kind of move up and down the field, kind of have to do it all. But mostly I mark the middle, and like corner kicks, I clear it out with the header or just anything really.
And Nathan, you work closely with Zach. You're a junior, he's a senior. You guys have been playing together for a while, I assume. What's the camaraderie like in the middle of the field for the Rough Riders?
Well, I actually didn't start out playing center mid till this year. My brother used to, so I mean, it was experience to actually play center mid this year. But me and Zach played together my freshman and sophomore year, so we kind of bonded those 2 years. And after the first couple games, we just started gelling together.
And it's worked out well. Coach, what's been the highlight for you? You just mentioned beating OG and Walpock in back-to-back games. What's been a highlight for you?
The biggest highlight is just seeing the progression of the team. Getting better each game has always been the goal. Improving our defense and improving our offense and doing the little things to get better each week. That's been great. Winning those 2 games, pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah, not bad at all. And Zach, what are the goals going forward now? We know the postseason starts on Monday, and you're coming off a trip to regionals, so the goals must be pretty high, right?
Yeah, obviously our goal is to get to state. I mean, we made it to regional finals last year, and hopefully see Bay again, redeem ourselves, and go all the way.
Nathan, what are some of the keys to get a win against Kenton, and you'll be playing that game at home? Will that be an advantage?
I think it will be, because we'll have the support from the community around us, and we play better at our home turf than we do away, so I think we had the home field advantage with us.
You like playing at home, Coach, especially in the postseason?
Absolutely, and we've made a lot of renovations to our facilities, and it's fan-friendly for us and not for our opponents. So, yes, it's definitely an advantage to play in St. Mary's.
Who's your rival in the WBO? Because we talk about OG and Walpock, they're both having good years, and is there one that kind of stands above the rest?
Not really. The biggest teams are Elida, OG, Walpock, and Salina, but other than that, can't really tell a difference.
Take care of your own business. Doesn't matter who the opponent is.
Exactly.
And you're also, both of you are on the football team as well, right? Play on Friday nights and doing some kicking. What's that experience like, Nathan?
It's been a really new experience. I didn't play football throughout my entire life, and I was given this opportunity to play, so it's kind of a different experience just to see what the football games are like from an actual player standpoint.
And what about you? You enjoy getting out there on the football field on Fridays, or would you rather keep it on the soccer field Thursday and Saturday?
It's fun. I mean, you experience something different.
But the postseason right now, that's what you're gearing up for, right? That's what's most important.
Soccer's more important.
All right, well, thanks so much for joining us, guys. Best of luck going forward, and we'll be out there covering you, wishing you the best of luck, hopefully another return trip to regionals. Time for a break here on The Pitch, presented by Buffalo Wild Wings. When we come back, we're going to chat with 2 more St. Mary's Rough Riders. Welcome back to On the Pitch, presented by Buffalo Wild Wings. We've got 2 more Rough Riders here. Also, Coach Ring is still with us. Kyle Brown in the middle, he's a junior. Austin Quellhorst on the end, he's a senior. Kyle, let's start with you. How do you think last year's experience of going to the regionals and having such a nice postseason run and also winning the Western Buckeye League is going to help you as you gear up for this postseason?
I think it's going to help us a lot by the players that come back and have played. Just so you know what it's like and how the game changes when you get up that high. And it's different.
It must be nice to have been there and got. Austin, do you feel the same way? Is it nice to have the experience knowing that you've been in these situations before?
Yeah, just from last year. It was my first year, so just all this experience from last year and all the experience this year and everything in between just helps a lot.
Everything seems to be gelling right now on that great run, and it's the perfect time. Coach, what's the biggest strength of this team?
The biggest strength is our speed. We were able to use our speed both offensively and especially on the defense. It helped us with Walpock because Walpock's one of the fastest teams I've ever seen, and we were able to keep up with them, and not many teams can do that. So that's been our biggest strength is our speed.
And Kyle, what do you think the team should want to improve on heading into the postseason? Is there an area that you think maybe you guys could be doing better at right now?
I think our team could always do better on communication and like our short passes. A lot of times we get carried away and with like a certain way of attacking, and we need more like variety to stick with.
Austin, what about you? What do you think? Is there an area that you'd like to see the team make some improvements to be ready for the postseason?
Yeah, definitely communication is a big thing, but also just smart decisions and jumping the ball, everything else.
And Kyle, we'll finish up with the Western Buckeye League. We had Wapak in here, and it's always so competitive between all the schools, and you guys are the defending champs. So what does it mean to you to play in such a competitive league? And it looks like it's really fun to go out there week to week against all the other WBL schools.
Yeah, it's fun because it's not just our rivalry. A lot of the guys on our team I know plays with Walpock guys in the off season and other schools, and so it's more than just your schools. You know them personally, and it's always fun that you always want to beat them.
Some familiar faces on the other side. Austin, what do you like about the Western Buckeye League?
Just playing with people you know, like Kyle said, just
Yeah, that must make it a lot more fun when you beat them too, because you've seen them before, you've been going against them. All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining us. Best of luck. Before we go on the pitch, I'm going to have my juggle off as we always do, and we're going to bring back Zach. I'm going to go first, and we'll see how this goes. 4 again for me. I've had a rough go recently. So Zach, you come on. I'm sure you're going to beat 4, but no pressure now. You can go right in front of this table here. If it hits the table, it's a redo. Oh, this is making me look bad. All right, it's only a 15-minute show, Zach, so you can stop. Great work. I lost count. Were you keeping count? All right, well, that was great. So you can see why St. Mary's has had such a great season, so talented on the field and in the studio. Thanks, guys, for joining us. Best of luck the rest of the way. That's going to do it for On the Pitch, presented by Buffalo Wild Wings. We'll see you next time on WOSN.